Thank you to the ranking member. I now recognize the gentleman from Arizona, Mr. Crane.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you guys for showing up today. Obviously, this is a very serious topic. I don't think that most Americans have the slightest idea how warfare is evolving, especially over in the Middle East and Europe right now when it comes to drones. And that greatly concerns me as somebody who sits on the Homeland Security Committee. A couple weeks ago up here in DC, we were down in the SCIF getting a secret briefing from several of the agencies on our drone capabilities pertaining to many of these major events that are coming up in the US, like the World Cup, the Olympics, etc. One of the recommendations that I made was that we do everything in our power to make sure that these events take place in domes with roofs over the top for obvious reasons. I think that would cut down a lot and seriously mitigate attacks from drones and the effectiveness that they could have in either dropping chemicals, dropping explosives, etc. One of the gentlemen in there said he would put that in his report, but he said he couldn't guarantee that it wouldn't be stripped out of the report. I did some research, and there are 10 NFL stadiums within the US that have domes. I'll read those for you now. We got the State Farm Stadium in Arizona, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, AT&T Stadium, Dallas Cowboys, Ford Field, Detroit Lions, NRG Stadium, Houston, Texas, Lucas Oil Stadium, Indianapolis Colts, Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas Raiders, SoFi Stadium, Los Angeles, US Bank Stadium, Minnesota, Vikings, Caesar Superdome in New Orleans. Have any of you guys made any recommendations to the interagency or any of the other groups that are responsible for hosting these events about making sure that they do everything in their power to hold these events in domes? Go ahead, Mr. Hudden.
Thank you, Congressman. Would be happy to follow up in a classified session to talk about some of the things that my company and others have done to support federal law enforcement agencies at high-profile events. We have not made that specific recommendation, though it makes a lot of sense.
Why not?
That's been outside of our remit. It makes a lot of sense, and it's entirely possible that at the action officer tactical level that recommendation has been made. But as a company, we have not. It has not come across our path. However,
thank you for that. Let me ask you a follow-up, Mr. Hudden. And I know you can't give me a specific here, but what percentage do you think that would cut down the threat if we were to host the Olympics and these World Cup games in domes when it comes to drone warfare?
I think that would take a significant risk off the table.
Okay, would you commit to pass that along and help me amplify that message to FIFA and everybody involved in Homeland Security and protecting Americans? Because I also looked up the average stadium size for the World Cup coming up, and it's between 64,000 to 105,000 Americans. If we don't think for a second that terrorists and other state actors who would be willing to commit an attack on U.S. soil doesn't see that as a fat, juicy, vulnerable target, we're out of our minds. Would you commit to helping me amplify that, Mr. Hudden?
I'd be happy to.
What about the rest of you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. I now recognize the gentleman from New York, Mr. Kennedy.